Welcome everyone to the ultimate showdown between Ben the Barman as the Vampire Counts going up against the Sons of Sigmar with Fernandoku. So for the Empire forces here, starting in the front, pretty cheap and cheerful, 5 units of the anti-large spearmen, here ready to go to fight for Sigmar, backed up here by the Holy Flagellants that are ready here to lay their lives down up until the very last model. In the back line for anti-large and armor piercing, triple of the halberds, so going to be very good there up against Black Knights as well as Blood Knights. And for the main core, we are going to have 4 units of the Free Company Militia. Now these bad boys have pretty good, decent melee combatant skills, so they should be pretty good up against the main pressure that normally comes in for the Vampire Counts, which are things like Fellbats. They really like to fly over the top, kind of compromise that range nice and quickly as the front line slams in with zombies and Graveguard, and they do all the big dirty work. But here, Free Company Militia should be able to punch back pretty hard. So having 4 of these that can also shoot and good Vanguard deployment, can fire whilst moving, it's really nice to have such a good versatile unit here in the pocket. We're also going to have a great cannon, which is really going to force the push forward here coming from the Vampire Counts. A lot of players like to do a bit of swerve left and right, a bit of a slow surround play, and kind of use a bit of magic in there as well. But the cannon's really going to force the Vampire Count player to really have to play outside of their comfort zone and get a little bit more aggressive than usual. In the back, only 1 unit of cavalry, but we are going to have the Knights of the Blazing Sun. A very nice core indeed. Fire damage to really smash very hard up against all those regenerating units. Alongside here, that magic resistance, which really helps up against spells. 78 charge bonus as well. This shock cavalry can do some absolutely excellent stuff here up against all levels of infantry. In the middle core pocket, the main triple threat is going to be the Jade Wizard here with Earthblood, as well as the Power Stone and Blast. And for the Bright Wizard, we are going to have Burning Head. Now, a bit of a shame we're not going to see Kindle Flame. That's going to be really nice there, alongside Volkmar, who actually does fire damage, and also the Knights of the Blazing Sun that do fire damage. And giving a fire weakness in total on top of Burning Head can be quite beneficial, especially up against Graveguard, that's certainly a little bit more tanky there with the armor. But Volkmar the Grim, we are going to have the Grand Soulfire, the Grand Shield of Faith, the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, Banishment, the Jade Griffin, Benediction, and that Moustache are really going to bring a big, hard battlefield presence that is going to be tough for the VC to go up against. So for the main battle line, 5 units of zombies, including here the Tithe, a very tanky unit, extra models here up to 150, as well as 15% physical resistance, making them just that little bit extra tanky compared to the regular unit. In the back, we are going to have Skeleton Spearmen, 3 units in total, backed up here by double Graveguard with the great weapons, just that we have some good armor-piercing punch here without the front line. And here in the middle, we are going to be having the double White Kings in the trees alongside Heinrich Keller. Oh, the man, the myth is going to be on foot today with an absolute Chad pick here, coming in from Ben the Barman, the Lord of Undeath here for the Summon of Krell, as well as the Cloak of Mist and Shadows, Undeath Resurgence, as well as Raise the Dead, Dance Macabre, and the Chaos Tombblade. Now we are going to get the White King here, probably both coming with Scabscrath. Yes, indeed. These boys can certainly fight. They've got silver shields, and they're pretty tanky in general. So over here on the left, we are going to see some Blood Knights. I think it's going to be 3 in total here that I saw from the beginning screen. And these units really nice. Frenzy as well for the extra melee stats. But most importantly, the Flag of the Blood Keep. Very strong indeed. 20% missile resistance when not engaged in melee combat. Which means they can get a nice, good, juicy flank. They can take a couple of shots. Bronze shields, 110 armor. It's going to be very difficult to take these models down. And they're going to be backed up by some really nice, juicy terror here for the Carrion Wraiths. They are going to have, of course, 75% physical resistance, good terror, magic, AP, you name it. These bad boys have certainly got it. And the Carrion Wraiths are going to struggle here. Knights of the Blazing Sun could be quite a nice counter up against this good unit. So for the main battle line, we are going to charge forward here. I think getting forward with the Empire and creating a bit of distance between themselves and the back line could be quite nice. We've got a little bit of a ridge here that we can essentially utilise for some good advantage for our gunning back line. But I get a little bit of a skip on here. We are going to move forward. We are going to see the Carrion Wraiths alongside some Blood Knights. Move around onto the left-hand flank, so Blood Knights on the right as well. But as long as we do some nice screening here with the Knights of the Blazing Sun, it could be some pretty juicy work. So here in the middle, it's like the Knights of the Blazing Sun going to charge here onto the zombies. They're going to clear out a lot of those pretty quickly. Of course, you have to waste too much ammunition. You can pull through your own Flagellants as well. The Tithe are going to be in chase. These certainly are not Olympic sprinters. They are going to be having 25 speed. So I'm sure here the Knights of the Blazing Sun should be fine. In the back, though, we are going to see the Free Company Militia. They're not going to be able to do too much over here on the left flank. I certainly want to get these back into the middle and start fighting up against this force incoming. The Skeleton Spearmen have some pretty good AP. I think it's 6 AP per model, actually. So they can do some nice work here up against Knights of the Blazing Sun, so we do have to be careful. Blood Knights are going to be in. They're going to be fighting, I think, up against Flagellants here. So when we get these around the flanks and start clearing out these pockets, start compromising the Free Company Militia, they will rip apart up against ties and skeletons and do some pretty good work overall. In the front, we are going to have Banishment. They should be able to do some nice work up against the Graveguard. Here with the great weapons. Yeah, they're going to be down to 56 models, 3,100 health. It looks like here most of the Banishment is going to miss. And that's a bit of a shame there for Mr. Volkmar the Grim. This man here can certainly roll over all levels of infantry, but we are going to see a summon in the back here. What is this going to be? This is going to be a zombie summon. Waiting for Krell to come in as well, or is that that's a White King? So we're waiting for Krell to come in. He's going to be anti-large, armor piercing, a really nice, good tool here up against Volkmar. Burning Head throughout the front. Looks like there's going to be trying to rip apart Graveguard. That's certainly where you want to be utilizing on the passive of the Law of Fire. Kindle Flame can certainly have a good weakness to all this fire damage incoming. It just really partners so nicely here with the Empire faction. In the middle, Knights of Blazes aren't going to be charging in. Certainly needs some Earthbloods here, 28 models. So you should be able to get some good healing here. But fighting against Spearmen, they're certainly going to give some good poke and stroke back. In the middle, we are going to have the double White Kings here. Oh, actually, Krell as well. Krell's been summoned here with the big blue battle axe. Look at the boy. He's going to be in. He's going to be bringing the big spunk here on top of Volkmar the Grim. Waiting for the big clonk here. Just waiting for him to get a nice big... There we go. Big clonk on top of Volkmar the Grim. The Battle Wizard on the back there. He's going to be a little bit unfazed. Over the left-hand flank, we are going to see the Blood Knights kind of compromising the Free Company Militia. Spearmen are trying to work their way in. Not too sure what sort of level of armor piercing we do expect here. So it's going to be 6. So pretty good with bonus 15 versus large. So we should be able to do some good work here up against the Blood Knights. It looks like Halberds are going to be moving in as well. But it looks like we are going to get away here with the nice Blood Knights. In the back, the Carrion Race going to be chasing off against the Free Company Militia. They have been broken. In the back, looks like we're getting close to compromising. This is going to be a nice sandwich play here coming in from Ben the Barman. It looks like here, Free Company Militia on top of the Great Cannons. No protection. Double Halberds have been left in the dust here by the speed of the Blood Knights. Coming over here, maybe an Earthblood is going to be activated. No, it's actually going to be an Overcast Invocation of Nehek. Good mana there on 2 units. The Blood Knights should be able to regen a couple of units and get some good healing in general. In the middle, looks like it's going to be a Grand Soulfire here. It is going to catch a lot of the Spearman forces. I would have maybe saved that for some Blood Knights in case we got in trouble, because that would do a lot of damage up against Blood Knights. Against the Spearman, Volkmar should be able to do the good deed anyway. In the back, we do shatter the Bright Wizard here due to Heinrich Keller and the White King pressure. But over here, it's got a nice good... Oh, nice Scabscraft. Oh, that's a gorgeous Scabscraft there from Ben the Barman down up against these double Spearmen. Lovely one there indeed. But here, we can see on the battlefield, we are going to be having heroes left, right, and centre. The White King kind of getting left a little bit behind, but kind of cycle charging for free through the Graveguard is not going to be optimal here for Ben. We really want to get around the battlefield, but Fun and Doku is doing really well here at keeping Volkmar moving, the Grand Shield of Faith, getting all those active buffs going constantly is very, very good indeed. We are going to see the second and final banishment here in the middle. I think catching a lot of the Spearmen, actually moving yet again into his own Spearmen and Halberds. A little bit unfortunate there with the movement, but you can control that to some degree. In the back here, the Carrion Race, and also a nice sandwich here from the Blood Knights. Getting shot by the Free Company Militia, but we are going to catch the Great Cannon crew. Unfortunately, they're not... Oh my god, getting punted for miles. Unfortunately, not going to get Micro there back on the cannon, but the Free Company Militia, they can certainly do some work here up against the Blood Knights. It looks like here the Halberds should return back to the battlefield. They kind of want to stay close here to Volkmar. If they stay close, the Blood Knights really can't get in without taking too much damage. You can see a Spearman, Halberds going to be fighting here up against the Graveguard. And that's where also the Halberds do quite nicely. They have good AP here up against the Graveguard. They should do quite nicely, but they will lose to the anti-infantry work here from the Graveguard overall. In the middle, Skeleton Spearman, Undeath Resurgence is going to help them kind of get protected here up against Volkmar and his kind of doominous chariots here in the middle. But it looks like in the middle, Heinrich Keller is going to be fighting pretty strong. I'm not sure what sort of healing we've got left for him. He's going to be having 1,500 worth of healing left. He's only lost 600 so far. So we should be seeing some good stuff there from his Chaos Toonblade. In the back, looks like we are going to break the second and final caster here. The J-Wizard is going to fall. No more healing here for any of the cavalry of Volkmar. But we are see, yeah, the Carrion Race should be able to push them off quite nicely. Probably want to get the White King back into the middle here, supporting up against their Lord. Oh, big damage in the back here, coming on top of Heinrich Keller. This man only has 15 armor, so a lot of damage could come from Volkmar the Grim. Halberds move into the back. They should be able to fight here up against the Blood Knights. You really want to pull these Free Company Militia through the Halberds and then kind of force the movement of the Blood Knights on top of the Halberds. And they're going to do some great anti-large armor piercing damage. So far in the middle should do some lovely work here up against most of the zombies and pretty much most of the infantry here in the middle that is going to be summoned. But Volkmar is finding himself in quite a nice spot here up against Heinrich Keller. Heinrich Keller is trying to get away, but the mass here of the chariot is going to be very difficult for him to get away. He is going to pull, but he is going to get pushed as well by Volkmar. Halberds moving in, they can certainly protect up against Volkmar. You can see the healing cap. Oh my no, he's getting pushed! And this is the big problem with Volkmar going up against single entities. Single entities really struggle. Oh, look at the damage. It's consistent coming here against Heinrich Keller. The Cloak of Mist Shadows activated. He actually cannot get out of the movement and the mass of Volkmar the Grim. He's going to get caught in here. And this is true wheeling and dealing in the middle of the battlefield. He's destroying Heinrich Keller. Blood Knights are charging in. Can they stop Volkmar? I don't think they can. This man is on an absolute rampage. And unfortunately here, Heinrich has found himself in a very, very sticky situation. It's like, yeah, he's going to be down to 150 HP. He won't crumble, but he might... Oh, he does die in there. So fantastic stuff. Volkmar here absolutely destroying up against Heinrich Keller. That's really unfortunate there for Ben the Barman. But what an absolutely hilarious state of events there in the middle. In the back here, though, a lot of these skeletons and zombies have fallen. Carrion Wraiths in the back fighting up against halberds. They do have some good armor piercing, but halberds certainly do lack in the department of armor, unfortunately. In the middle here, Spearman and Halberd should be doing some nice work here against the White King. White King, though, has some amazing splash damage that could really do some good damage. And alongside Fear, just for that negative to leadership, Scabscrath as well, that can go down the lines here of this cheap infantry with no armor. Could just really delete up against all that cheap infantry. In the middle, Blood Knights are going to surround Volkmar. They've got some decent mass. Anti-large as well, fighting in combat, 110 armor. These guys are not going to get pushed away easily. Blood Knights, lovely charge here up against the halberds. I don't think they were braced. They took a lot of thumping there, coming from the heavily armored cavalry. In the back, Carrion Wraiths coming over as well, maybe for a cheeky terror route here on the halberds. The Hammer of Sigmar has been activated, plus 24 melee attack, but there we go. We do see the terror, so that is going to push away pretty much the only tool here that could protect Volkmar the Grim. So a gorgeous charge from Ben, moving in with the Carrion Wraiths, trying to pop that terror, and then moving away just for enough time here that we can get back on and start dominating up against Volkmar the Grim. So a nice Grand Soulfire here. It's going to do some nice damage up against the cavalry. And looks like it is going to be Armidos. And GG's well played here to Ben the Barman. Really putting on a great performance here for the Vampire Counts up against the Sons of Sigmar. What an awesome game here between the two, with an absolutely hilarious moment there in the middle. I absolutely had to show this game because Volkmar went absolutely ham here for Fernandokel. But what an awesome game. Thank you so much, Ben the Barman, for sending in all these games. Still really enjoying here casting Warhammer 2. With Warhammer 3 so close around the corner, it's going to be certainly some good times to come. But as you can see, let's start here. And really well played to Fernandokel. I like the army. I like the ideas. I like where his head was at. I think the only loose thing was going to be maybe coming in with Kindle Flame for the Bright Wizard, but apart from that, let's have a look. So Volkmar the Grim, 165 kills, 3,800 damage value there from Volkmar the Grim. Excellent work indeed. We've got 127 there for the Bright Wizard. I only saw one Burning Head, and 145 there for the Jade Wizard. We saw 206, 480, 500, 380, and 304 here from the Spearman. Spearman with Shield's a bit of an interesting one. Of course, they do get plus, I think it's 6 melee defense, maybe even 8 for that matter, and also the Bronze Shield. So they do get extra melee defense for 50 gold, but of course they do pay for the shield. No range here coming in from the Vampire Counts. Is this worth it? I'm not too sure. You probably could have dropped the double shields coming with Kindle Flame. Would that have been more optimal? I really don't know. You can see the damage here, not particularly too different between the lot, even with the added melee defense here for the Spearman. Obviously, it depends what they're fighting against, but here still, I'm not too sure. That's open for debate. But 401, 750 there for the Halberds, and 618. I think Halberds very good in this matchup. And the Unbreakable Men of Sigmar, 312, 580, and 482. 120, as well as 73, 620 and 822 for the Free Company Militia. So you can see 822, you can get some really good damage value here from Free Company Militia. 131 kills, only 450 damage value there for the Knights of the Razor Sun. Bit of a shame. There wasn't really too many targets for them to get onto, maybe just the Blood Knights and the Graveguard. But apart from that, yeah, they're kind of struggling to find some good spots to call home. And I think actually coming in with Flaming Sword of Ruin for the Bright Wizard is also quite nice. Magic and fire damage can be really strong, because if you need fire damage for, say, a weakness against regeneration, which you can pop on the Halberds, or you can even come in with magic damage here, they'll actually deal up against Carrion Wraiths and any other kind of ethereal units. So the Great Cannon here, 213. Yet again, it kind of forces the Vampire Counts to be more aggressive rather than giving them the opportunity to get that nice surround, because you're going to really destroy a lot of their key targets on the approach. So, you know, it really does force the hand a little bit more of the Vampire Counts. Is it necessary? No, because the Vampire Counts do have to come to you, but it's an interesting thought process. So, Heinrich Keller here on foot. What a rare one indeed, but you can see there exactly why on horseback he certainly can be a little bit more useful here up against Volkmar the Grim. On foot, certainly getting bullied there quite hard. But 386 for the White Kings, 1,070, 730. Very strong in this matchup for sure. Normally see these two on horseback alongside Heinrich Keller. These three kind of rolling around as a Doom squad can be pretty nice indeed. With 300 damage value for zombies, no way. 200 as well as 130 and 193 for the zombies. Damn, these zombies went hard in the middle. Very good stuff indeed. We obviously 209, 186, and 180 there for the skeleton spearmen. 540 for the Carrion Wraiths with 1,166, 850 for 133 kills. As well as 168, 1,900, 103 for 1,260, and 2,700 damage value for 162 kills there for the nice double chevroned Blood Knights. So, what an awesome game here between these two. I hope all of you guys really did enjoy this. If you did, please smash that like button. It would really help here on the channel. And also do feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to know all your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, it is really important to subscribe here on the channel if you haven't. So many of you guys are watching, and it'd be really nice here if we could grow the channel, because the bigger I get, the more I can do for you, more early access and even earlier access for more Warhammer 3 content in the future. So do feel free to do that if you haven't already, and do check out that description where you can see all my other social media platforms, including Twitch, but most importantly that Discord. So anything I ever do, single player, multiplayer here for Warhammer and Warhammer 3, you can see that they're all on the channel. Any other games as well, maybe some Age of Empires dotting in here and there with everything else. So do feel free to go check it out. Find that replays for casting where you can leave a video just like this one, and hopefully you can see it here on the YouTube in the future. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon.